Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you guys are all enjoying your wonderful day. And this is going to be another upload, except it's not going to be on the Christmas snowstorm. That'll be another upload later this evening, so stay tuned for that. This is going to be an upload on the potential for blizzard conditions in the Midwest from a strengthening low pressure that's going to bring in very heavy snow with up to 50 plus minor wind gusts for hours and hours here. So we actually have blizzard warnings. Blizzard warnings had just been issued from the National Weather Service a few minutes ago for portions of South Dakota and portions of the Midwest as well. So we have a lot to talk about here. Not many people are really focused on the storm right here. They're really focused on the Christmas storm. So why not go ahead and talk about this? So if you know anybody in the Midwest, tell them to expect blizzard conditions there by much of tomorrow here with extremely heavy snow. Obviously tomorrow, so the 23rd. Continuing all the way up to the morning of the 24th. So definitely very interesting here. We're going to be looking at the timing, who can get the worst winds, how dangerous will the conditions be, and exactly who will get the blizzard conditions. Without further ado, let's get in the upload. So here's now at the outlook here on the National Weather Service. This is the newest update as of what we have right now. And we do have, there you see those blizzard warnings for portions of much of southwestern Minnesota and much of northeastern South Dakota. So this is where we have right now. We do include areas in the northeastern half of South Dakota near the Aberdeen region here. But let's now take a look at exactly what we have right there. So let me actually refresh so we can get the best outlook here. So we actually have areas like let's see, Pit Pest 1. I believe Sioux Falls as well is in that region there. And as well, we have other areas as well near the Aberdeen region where we do have those blizzard warnings here. And you can tell that we are going to be seeing some very heavy snow because look at those high wind warnings and wind warnings just behind this system here. So we have the high wind watches across in these really dark brown colors. That's where you kind of have a high wind watch there after 40 plus mile an hour winds there. We have a lot of wind advisories all the way down to areas in the south central and wind advisories all the way across the general central United States here. So it's going to be a very large, widespread wind system from the strengthening low pressures here. So we have one low pressure right here. It's really, really strengthening as well. We have a high pressure up here as well. So these are going to help bring in some very, very strong winds. We have those really strong winds from the south there. Got those strong winds coming from that low pressure. There's as well strong winds coming from the high pressure, which will all meet out right here for portions of the central plains and Midwest. But look at those high wind warnings all the way for Wyoming, Colorado, Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, and North Dakota. So we have a ton of states that are under high wind warnings here for up to 50 to 60 minor wind gusts. But look at that. Blizzard warnings right meet in the middle there, and just to the east there we have windstorm watches now for ports of the Minneapolis, winter blizzard advisories for Rochester, windstorm watches there for northwestern Wisconsin there. So just to the east there we're going to be seeing a big wintry mess with windstorm warnings there for central Minnesota, watches for portions of North Dakota, Minnesota, and as well much of northern Wisconsin there. And we have advisories to the south there near Sioux City, Iowa here. And this is just going to bring in some snow from as early as tomorrow, as late as Christmas Eve morning here. And then that system will obviously bring that snow there for Christmas Eve and Christmas morning for the areas to the east there in the southeast, mid-Atlantic, and as well as the northeast. So this is kind of this is a branch of the system that's coming up for Christmas. So this is one of the many one of the two low pressures that will actually create a system here for Christmas. Obviously, we have that one upcoming to develop very soon in the south central. It's going to bring a lot of that rain. And then this is the second. This is kind of the first low pressure, and it's going to bring in that snow, of course, for the Midwest. And then by Christmas Eve, it'll go up into Canada. But then this main low pressure will take over, of course, and bring in that major Christmas storm. But let's take a look now at the conditions on the next few hours on radar. So here's now at the this is the HRRR here. So the next few hours here, around the next 8 hours, we are going to start seeing that snow, of course, across portions of the Rockies there, or just outside the Rockies. Going to be seeing some snow there. Very heavy snow near Casper, Wyoming. A few showers near Riverton, as well a few showers there. Snow showers across areas like Rapid City, far west or North Dakota. So we have a low pressure around right here right now. It's not too strong. The winds right now are very, very strong as we speak, and the higher elevations there near Colorado Springs, Grand Junction, as well, and areas near Leadville, we are going to start seeing those really strong winds as we speak. But as that low pressure now moves more to the east, it will continue to strengthen here and bring in some very strong winds across portions of the Midwest here. So we're expecting some very strong winds, of course, and that obviously so strong that we have blizzard warnings here. Not really wasn't expected at all. As we now get the next 12 hours here, so this by tomorrow early morning, this low pressure will continue to move more to the east, and that's going to help bring in that really heavy snow. But as this low pressure strengthens, expect these scattered snow showers to convert in a very large snow system here. There you see, it's going to be very, very heavy snow in the next 17 hours. So this is now by late morning for Central Time. Going to be seeing some very, very strong and heavy snow. They're nearing Norfolk, Nebraska, Valentine, near Valentine, Nebraska as well, all the way to Aberdeen and Fargo, and the Dakotas there as well. And it's going to continue to get very large as this low pressure continues to move to the east. This is now by the 23rd in the next 24 hours. So by tomorrow mid-afternoon, this snow stretch all the way from Canada down to areas like northwestern Kansas, like near Goodland, Hill City. We can see some few snow showers there, but seeing some very heavy snow for Norfolk, Lincoln, Hastings as well, near Omaha City. Omaha, Nebraska City, even near Sioux City, Sioux Falls, even as well in southwestern Minnesota, where we had those windstorm warnings, where we had those blizzard warnings near Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Marshall, Minnesota as well in the southwestern half. And then we'll be seeing some very heavy snow continuing now in north central Minnesota by tomorrow mid-afternoon. But as we now get later into tomorrow evening, temperatures will continue to drop due to the fact from that very strong high pressure here that's going to bring those very strong big large cold front. So this is all possible because this very large cold front and Arctic blast coming from Canada here. So it's going to provide the atmosphere and cold enough air to provide snow going all the way down to Salina, Kansas, continuing to Omaha, getting near Des Moines, Fort Lodge, Mason City as well. And you'll be seeing some very heavy snow from Minneapolis area, the Twin Cities, Duluth, as well near Eau Claire. And then it'll start to diminish out by Christmas Eve morning here. So that's going to be that one low pressure that's going to bring that snow for these areas Christmas Eve morning, 23rd, and then we have that second low pressure down the south central that'll actually really create that large Christmas snowstorm. Let's look at the NAM 3 kilometer here in the next 6 hours. They are predicting, of course, these very scattered snow showers here from the very slight amount of moisture we have right now in the atmosphere. They're going to develop into very light snow showers. Some areas could be seeing some very heavy, of course, across areas in those higher elevations where we have some more, I guess, sustainable temperatures. As low pressure strengthens down the next 24 hours, this thing will just go crazy. You can be seeing very widespread snow across millions in the Midwest there, including Omaha, including Aberdeen, including as well the Twin Cities, Nebraska City as well, including even Lincoln. Because some snow, of course, as well. A few snow showers for Sioux City, Aberdeen. Going to be seeing some very heavy snow for Mason City, Iowa, as well. Going to be seeing some very heavy snow across portions near Eau Claire, Duluth, all the way up to areas as well into the far northwestern half of Michigan. Snowfall totals, how much will we actually see? So definitely be seeing a good amount of snowfall. Obviously, it's not too impressive, but it's definitely something to allow a white Christmas. So this will actually bring a white Christmas for these areas. It may not bring snow Christmas Day, but this snow will stick around because temperatures in these areas on Christmas Eve and Christmas morning will be frigid. I believe some of these areas won't even get past the single digits when it comes to highs, and that's going to be from that major Arctic blast. It's going to bring up to 15 to 25 degrees below average for some of these areas. So it's definitely going to be a very strong high pressure that's going to allow this snow to stick around there and the very cold temperatures. But going to be seeing obviously some snow across all these areas here, so it's going to be very widespread. It's just not a lot of areas will actually see that much snow. Of course, to see a white Christmas, you must have over an inch of snow on the ground. So a lot of these areas won't get a white Christmas, like Billings, Montana, maybe like Bismarck might just miss it, of course, like Denver. But we're going to be seeing So very heavy snow, up to 4 to 5 inches across portions of the northwestern half of Colorado on those higher elevations where you have those ski resorts, and a scattered 2 to 4 inches across portions just outside Rapid City, just outside Casper, Wyoming there. So those higher elevations, very limited population, we will start to see those higher accumulation totals. But as this low pressure now moves eastward, obviously it's going to start really getting stronger, of course, really strengthening. That's going to allow more snow accumulation and heavier snowfall rate. Going to get to an inch there near Pierre and portions of the central South Dakota, up to an inch or two near Aberdeen. But look at near Sioux City, near Sioux Falls, up to 3 to 5 inches of snowfall there. In southwestern Minnesota, 3 to 4 inches there, and that's exactly where you have those blizzard warnings. So you don't need a foot of snow or 2 feet of snow there for a blizzard warning. You just need 35 plus mile-an-hour winds for just 3 hours straight, and I believe less than a quarter of a mile visibility for just 3 hours straight, and that's worth blizzard warnings there. So you don't need a whole foot or two. Up to near Valentine, 2 to 3 inches of snowfall, as well into northeastern Nebraska. Going to get a good amount of snowfall. Sioux City, 3 to 4 inches of snowfall, as well near Elk City, looking at most up to 5 inches of snow. And as this low pressure continues to strengthen, it actually occurs now into, this is going to be now the 23rd evening or early Christmas Eve morning. So these temperatures will be even colder, so it's going to allow even heavier amounts of snow there as this low pressure continues to strengthen up to half a foot there near Minneapolis. Going to be seeing very heavy snow for the Twin Cities, up to 8 to 10 inches there for Duluth, especially up there off the Great Lakes. They're going to be seeing some really good snow accumulations. Let's take a look now at what the HRR has to say, and they have some higher totals, of course. They actually have some very high totals across the Rockies, and I do think the HRR is more reasonable, because we are looking at this 50 plus mile-an-hour winds, so I do believe these winds could help accumulate some heavier or more snow than if it were obviously more chill. But going to be seeing some pockets across the mountainous regions. We will be seeing up to near a foot of snowfall, and that's going to be because that snow is going to really stick around for the next straight up 24 to 30 hours, because that cold air is going to be sticking around for a while. So that whatever moisture is there will be snow. So going to be quite a good amount of snow there. The 2 to 3 inches there for Pierre. The heaviest of the snow will be to the south and to the east there, for example, near Sioux City and Elk City, up to near 5 to 6 inches of snowfall, averaging a bit of a difference at the 4 to 5 inches of snowfall. An inch or two near Omaha and Nebraska City. Valentine at the 3 to 4 inches of snowfall. Even up to a little trace or so for a few flurries, all the way down to Kansas City there in central Kansas, up to as well near Sioux City, up there in far northwestern Iowa, up to near anywhere from 3 to 5 inches of snowfall, max 6 inches of snow. If that really snow continues to stick around for longer than expected there, of course. Look at Minneapolis and the Twin Cities, 6 to 7 inches of snowfall. That's quite a good bit of snow, actually. That's definitely a good bit to allow, obviously, for a great white Christmas. Really, I guess you could say that. Up to there's in the Grand Forks, 3 to 5 inches of snowfall there. And, of course, in the upper half of Minnesota, where we'll definitely see those heavier amounts of snow and I guess a greater accumulation up to the areas in the far northeastern tip there, up to 1.5 feet of snowfall. Same thing for far northwestern Wisconsin there. In Eau Claire, only looking at maybe 2 to 4 inches of snowfall, but obviously totals could be higher. And of course, we can't forget the winds, because this is exactly why we have blizzard warnings in the first place. So this is what we have in the next few hours. Very strong winds, like I just say, for the higher elevations there. For example, look at the Western Rockies outside Denver, up to 62 mile-an-hour wind gusts here, as well up near Montana, hitting 70 mile-an-hour wind gusts. So this is not going to be some 30 mile-an-hour wind gusts. This is going to be some really strong wind gusts. Look areas as well near Casper up to 45 mile-an-hour wind gusts, Cheyenne at the 31 mile-an-hour wind gusts, Denver at 30 mile-an-hour wind gusts, and you got your just outside the worst of the winds. Those winds will continue to strengthen. Actually, look at that, hitting up to 83 mile-an-hour wind gusts in the far higher elevations there in north central Colorado. I mean, that's category 1 wind gusts there. Denver will continue to strengthen, increase in those wind gusts as its low pressure strengthens and moves eastward. And tonight, it's going to be tomorrow afternoon, up to 40 mile-an-hour wind gusts there. But look, this is not just going to affect this is just not going to affect the areas that are going to get that snow. As well, going to go all the way down to Kansas City, up to 40 mile-an-hour wind gusts. So definitely going to affect a lot of areas in the Midwest and the plains here as well. Near Pierre by tomorrow afternoon, up to 47 mile-an-hour wind gusts. And look at Rapid City and the areas near Mount Rushmore, up to 60 plus minor wind gusts here. So going to be very, very strong winds as we now get later now to tomorrow evening. Winds will continue to strengthen there, especially for Kansas, Colorado, and Nebraska. North Platte looking at 50 minor wind gusts there. Look at western Nebraska, up to 60 plus minor wind gusts. As same thing for northwestern Kansas. I mean, look at these gusts now going all the way as far east as Des Moines. I mean, as far east as Minneapolis, 20 minor wind gusts, and near Madison, Wisconsin, at the 30 minor wind gusts here. So this is going to be a widespread wind event here, and it's exactly what we have millions under some type of wind alert, whether it's a wind advisory all the way down to Kansas City, a high wind watch there in Nebraska, or a high wind warning across the western and central plains there. But look at Minneapolis now. By now Christmas Eve morning, going to get up to 40 minor wind gusts. Same thing for Pierre. I mean, almost whole states will see up to over 40 plus minor wind gusts at the same time. So we're definitely watching a big blizzard continuing. Not really people have really, I guess, put awareness for the storm or really put any videos on this, but I guess it's just time to talk about things other than its Christmas snowstorm. So if you know anybody in the Midwest that's going to get affected by this, tell them that they're definitely going to expect a wintry mess and they should stay inside. But hope you got into the video, and I'll post another video on the Christmas storm later this evening.